China's solar energy story is nothing short of extraordinary. In just a few decades, the country has gone from being heavily reliant on coal to becoming the global leader in renewable energy. According to the International Energy Agency, by the early 2030s, China is expected to generate more electricity from the sun alone than the entire United States consumes in total electricity today. That single statistic shows just how massive this transformation really is. To understand why this matters, let's look at the scale. In 2024, China's solar panel installations jumped by around 45%. That's not a small bump, it's a monumental leap that leaves every other country far behind. To put it another way, China is installing more solar capacity in a single year than some countries have in their entire energy system, and this isn't a one-time surge. Year after year, the country continues to expand its solar infrastructure, building solar farms the size of small cities and lining rooftops with panels across both urban and rural landscapes. So why is China doing this? One reason is necessity. The country has long battled with pollution from coal power, which has choked its cities and contributed massively to global carbon emissions. Shifting to renewable energy is not only a climate responsibility, it's a survival strategy. Clean air, healthier citizens, and energy independence are all major driving forces behind this solar boom. But there's also economics at play. Solar power is now one of the cheapest sources of electricity in history. The cost of building solar farms has plummeted over the past decade, and China, with its enormous manufacturing base, has driven those costs down even further. In fact, Chinese factories produce the majority of the world's solar panels, which means the country not only powers itself with solar energy but also exports the technology worldwide. Renewable energy has become a business opportunity as much as an environmental solution. Now let's zoom out to the global picture. The International Energy Agency has noted that China already accounts for about 60% of all new renewable energy capacity added worldwide. Think about that, more than half of the world's clean energy growth is happening in one country, and because of this pace, the IEA predicts that by 2030, renewables could meet almost half of global electricity demand. China is the engine driving that shift. What does that mean for us? It means that the world is entering a new era of energy security and climate action, largely because of one country's rapid push into solar and wind power. If China can generate more electricity from solar alone than the US consumes in total, the global balance of energy production is going to change dramatically. Fossil fuels, which once seemed unshakable, are being outpaced by sunlight. Of course, this rapid expansion comes with challenges. Solar power is intermittent, it only works when the sun is shining. That means China is also investing heavily in energy storage, like massive battery farms, and in upgrading its electricity grids to handle the surge in renewable power. There are also concerns about overcapacity, land use for giant solar farms, and the environmental impact of producing so many solar panels. But even with these challenges, the benefits of scaling solar are far greater than the drawbacks. Another fascinating part of this story is how solar is reshaping China's rural areas. Many provinces that once relied on coal mining are now becoming hubs for renewable energy. Farmers are leasing their land for solar farms, bringing new income into struggling communities. Rooftop solar programs are empowering households to generate their own electricity, cutting costs, and sometimes even allowing families to sell power back to the grid. This isn't just about big government projects, it's about changing lives on the ground. Internationally, China's dominance in solar is creating both opportunities and tensions. On the one hand, cheap solar panels from China have made renewable energy more accessible for countries around the world. On the other, some nations worry about being too dependent on Chinese technology and supply chains. As solar becomes the backbone of global energy, questions of energy independence and competition will only grow louder. But no matter how you look at it, the scale is breathtaking. Imagine this: by the early 2030s, sunlight hitting solar panels in China will generate more electricity than the entire grid of the United States currently delivers. That's not a distant future, that's within the next decade, and it means that the narrative of global energy is shifting before our eyes. This also sends a powerful message about climate change. For years, the world has debated whether it's possible to transition away from fossil fuels fast enough to avoid the worst impacts. China's solar boom shows that when the political will, economic incentives, and technological capacity align, change can happen at unprecedented speed. It's not just theory, it's happening right now. For young people, innovators, and entrepreneurs, this is an exciting moment. A world powered by the sun opens up endless opportunities for new businesses, cleaner industries, and healthier communities. It's proof that climate solutions are not just sacrifices, they're opportunities for growth and prosperity. As we move toward 2030 and beyond, all eyes will be on how China balances its solar dominance with sustainable development. Will it lead the world into a clean energy future? Will other countries rise to the challenge and accelerate their own transitions? One thing is clear, the age of solar power is here and China is leading the charge. So the next time you look up at the sun, think about this. By the time today's kids are entering the workforce, that same sun could be powering more homes, businesses, and industries in China than the United States powers in total today. That's not science fiction, it's the future being built right now.